Hi everybody, it's Jess, and we are here taking a look at a couple of dance practices that are covers of some of the marathon groups or analysis that we've had the privilege of reviewing on Jess Reacts. This is an affiliation with P1Harmony. We're going to be looking at an NCT affiliated one called Two Baddies, and then a Stray Kids one, Chick Chick Boom. Yes, I know there are live performances with these. We're just going to look at the dance practices because we're here doing more of a dance overview. Not only that, these will get blocked on YouTube if I incorporate any live performances. So I try to be very careful with that. I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. Let's go. First up, NCT 127, Two Baddies. Ooh. Wow. Clean, crispy clean, guys. One squad. Who needs a Porsche when you got a squad? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact that they're using their cover. I mean, I like the original's fine, but that's because it's their own tone too. Because sometimes groups don't do that. You only hear the live performance when they do it. Good God. Punctuation. Yeah. Well, they're used to doing that move, for sure. Yeah. That was fantastic. That was really well done. They made that their own. And I know it feels like they changed a couple things because I know Two Baddies, one Porsche. They ended up doing more of a driving motion, right? I kind of feel like we got to check the original. I know you guys would want that, right? Let's go. So yes, I do know. I believe we have one of the members who is been arrested for some terrible things. I believe he's in this. We're going to ignore him. We're just looking at this for the reference of, well, you just watched, so just keep that in mind. We are not watching this in support of that individual, or just doing a comparison. Okay. P1Harmony made this track their own. Truly. Truly. They made that choreo. They made the choreo freaking like ideal format in my humble opinion. Like there's individual members of NCT 127, which I know. The whole NCT realm strives for more individuality. I understand that. There's beauty in that. When you look at composition of choreo, there's so much satisfaction in seeing what that choreo looks like clean. That's freaking sick. Because even if the extremities are in check, which is what we noticed for 127, there's something off about the torsos, something off about the pocket explored. You can see who's comfortable with it and who's not. Here, they were in it. They were freaking in it. Because, I mean, content's content, whatever. Look at this. Ugh. Baddies. It feels organic. It feels like this is their track. That's impressive, guys. Really nice seeing that. They know, I mean, it's Switch of them there is really nice. And yes, their line distribution had to be different because you're dealing with 6 people instead of 9, right? The rock was fun. High low. I mean, we've already analyzed choreo, so we're not really going to touch on that as much as we're looking at just, like, come on. Like, this right here, I didn't know that existed in the original at all until I'm watching it, right? I didn't even clock it here. I don't, is it? That right there. I had no freaking clue that existed until right here. Could it just be the camera and how it's shot? Maybe, but like, guys, it's so readable that I can see dynamics that I didn't even clock in the analysis of the original. Like that. The switch up. And that, oh my God, like, the pools. Like, this felt like a different routine, and I think part of it comes from the fact that I can clearly see what all the dynamics are. And that's just being honest. Like, I'm okay, I'm allowed to say that, because I know they're up for individuality. What you're sacrificing, however, when you strive for individuality and you neglect cleanliness, is there's going to be certain facets of your choreo that are not going to read as effectively as you would inherently want, because we haven't taken the time or the discipline to chronically clean it. And that's okay. You don't have to do that. There's a balance with it. Some groups are known for their clean choreo, and there's a pressure and stress with it. There's groups that are known for their complexity in choreo, and there's groups that are known for their live vocals, groups that are known for being incredible at covering other people's stuff. And then there's groups that, you know, are good for being individual and fantastic on the stage presence. All of those things are beautiful, fine, and dandy, but groups sacrifice something for something else. You can't have it all. There's not a single group that I've encountered that has everything, okay, at all. And that's okay. Like, you can be very proficient at things, but your group's still going to be known for something over something else. It's kind of my point. Does that make sense? So this group is known for doing clean choreo. For me, I see them as being a group that knows how to do complex choreography cleanly. Like crew choreography, not like the K-pop artist structured choreos. So this, to me, like, this is really, really cool. I was just so, I mean, I wasn't like surprised, but this, how clean it is, it really looks like something that they do. Like, that's so cool. Yeah. All the range on that. Come on. God, the range is so nice on this. But they know how to transition and syncopation. That's awesome. Goodness. That makes me very intrigued on their Stray Kids one. Because Stray Kids, they were pretty clean on theirs. And it matches them very well. So are they going to use the original track, or are they going to use their tone on it? That's what makes me very curious. This is so dope. Their torsos are so in check. Thank you. And this is honestly the beauty of having people cover other artists, is that you get to uncover something really cool about the original. The choreo is really cool. Do they do that? Do they do that section? What? Hold on. I think that we just encountered another section I didn't realize existed in the track. Notice all their range on their torsos was different. Now look here. Albeit, everyone. What? That add-on was clean. This is the cleanest dynamics I think I've seen on an NCT track. Oh my god. That was sick. Now we've seen them now. I know I'm watching this a bit out of order here. I know they did that for Sad Song. That little boom boom, that swing swing. So that is they're no stranger to that. And you end up seeing that, yeah. They know how to do quick footwork. God, it's filthy. Like, I hope Kit. So if y'all don't know Kit is our NCT requester. Most, if not all, this request of like the NCT 2 Baddies, the original one, was from Kit. Like most things that we watch, Kit recommends. We love Kit. Okay, Kit, I hope you're watching this because I do have a question. I think I still feel this way. I don't know why. Like, I understand that NCT strives for individuality. P1Harmony has showcased individuality, right? Because they do gesture work, right? I'm curious as to why NCT, at least on the 127 side, doesn't strive to try to get cleaner in their choreos, but they're just kind of like set in their ways in their own textures and they just kind of leave it at that. Because I feel like more people would appreciate NCT if we got to see what it looked like in an ideal form on the choreography. I feel like I would have been able to appreciate the choreography more if they were cleaner in certain sections. And I do remember saying this about the Tony Testa era for sure, because his choreography really looks palatable and it looks intriguing and captivating when it's clean, but it's because of how the textures work. They work with the incentive of cleanliness. Now, sometimes it's just weird and we get that, right? But I'm just curious about that because this was so cool. And the fact that it was not one, but two sections of the choreo, I didn't even recollect, even when rewatching the 127 one. It's, yeah, we could talk it up to camera angles, but also it's like, that shows you the power of a clean routine. Now there's beauty in both. I'm not dogging the 127. I am recognizing that there can be benefits to having a clean routine. You're able to showcase really cool, captivating elements that don't normally happen in the original. Does that make sense? If the original wasn't clean. So, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. We have Chick Chick Boom pulled up. I'm ready for this. I'm really intrigued. They're gonna have Jungsup do Changbin's part, isn't he? This is what? Ian or Sungmin's part? How are they doing this? Wow. Jungsup got that part. I knew they were gonna have Jungsup on that part. What we doing? Oh, we don't do the outro? Oh, I'm a little sad by that, but I respect it. Okay, this one felt more like a cover than the NCT one. Could it be because the Stray Kids one, they're cleaner? Possibly. How the track is structured too, NCT 127's, they're not a self-produced group. Stray Kids is, so their sound is more tailored to them as people than NCT's is to the individuals. In theory, if you think of it that way. There's not as much investment on the composition side with NCT like it is with Stray Kids. So there's certain elements of the choreography, just like they have had a lot of time understanding their movement qualities and they have their own tracks they produce. It would be the same thing as if Stray Kids covered P1Harmony. There's a chance that Stray Kids would look like they're covering them for similar reasons. And I think that's what makes it very interesting. I think there's one thing to note here. I don't think we'll look at the Stray Kids one because it wasn't as stark of a difference to where it was like we need to compare the notes on the movement quality, but there's a couple parts here that I do want to touch on. I think it's the chorus. That part's fine. Truck and make it fly. Notice, because I've learned this choreo, so I know how it feels, I know what the textures are. Notice how NCT does this first. That, boom, boom, it's super legato, meaning instead of it's not rigid like how Felix would do it, or Hyunjin would do it, because those are the ones who were doing that point choreo in the original, right? So they have it more like a throw. He has it like grimy and slinky. I respect that texture choice. I think it was very fascinating. Like that I found interesting. I mean, if anything, let me pull up the original. We're going to watch it the whole way through, but I'm going to show you and compare that. Okay, got it pulled up right here. Watch, and we got Hyunjin first. Watch. Tension. Yeah, so look at the torso. Conversational to how Hyunjin dances. Today in this recording session, I reviewed the solo cams. Hyunjin's solo cam from the concert series with his solo track matches his movement quality and how the dancers did it. I was very impressed by that because it's so intriguing how he does it. It's so conversational, which makes it very fun when you see it replicate it. That's not what P1Harmony did. So if we go back, watch it again. Watch the torso. Truck, you might fly. Here we go. Boom. He did a freaking head back on that. Boom. And also the head is a huge component of it too. So going back here, watch how NCT does it. That part, yeah, that works. He made it conversational to him, which is probably why I respect their take on it. It's clean for sure. Matches the cleanliness. But what's interesting is because it's their own tone, they're matching their own tone through texture. And that is what you want, ideally. For me, I touch on that even with the original artist. I would prefer when you're featured or when you're doing choreo, match the texture. If you're going on wordplay or if you're going on tone, match the tone. Felix's tone and Hyunjin's tone are so different. So how they do it should feel different, right? By nature. In the choreo, even if it's the same, should rest differently because of the tone that you're hitting. But if you're hitting basses or you're hitting other parts of your track, that inherently would make sense, right? So all that to say, for me, I feel like I respect what they chose to do and how they sat in it for what I said. Because NCT sounds different, right? Know that you want. See, it's nice and full. So catastrophic, boom. It is a little bit more da-da-da-da. Like we're not like da-da-da-da, boom. Like we're not like knocking it off, right? Boom, boom, chick, chick, boom, boom. Yeah. All that. Nice and gimmicky. We're here for it. So yeah, we're not going to touch on this too much, but yeah, I really found this so fascinating to look at the originals briefly for some and full in others and compare. Like P1Harmony knows how to cover. I mean, that's what we're seeing here just in these two. I do know they have a couple others. They have a Bangtan one. We're going to look at that one whenever we look at BTS's Fire. I think, if anything, what I'll do is not just P1Harmony, but all marathons that I've done, if they have covered a BTS track, when we get to that track by BTS, we're going to do a compilation of all the marathon groups who have tackled that track and do a comparison. I think that would be so fun, right? So maybe that'll happen. Maybe I'll get my ducks in a row and make that happen. But yeah, so I've reserved all of those for that time. So I'm curious what they chose to do, because BTS is very clean in their choreography, right? And it's complex. Crew choreo complex at times, because they had Keone on a lot of it, right? And he is, ooh, bless the man. I highly respect his pocket and polyrhythms. I love it. Learned the term polyrhythms from him, by the way. So we can thank him for a lot of my terminology or headspace and how I view things is from his movement quality. It's so fascinating to study. But my point being, though, that I'm very, very curious how they would cover a track like that, because this is MOTF choreo. And in the 127 one, I don't know, it's probably Puzzle Piece. I don't know who did Two Baddies. Maybe, oh my God, maybe it was Weedham Boy. See, now I gotta go check the receipts. Please hold. It was Pre-Pixel and Riyahata. My bad. So sorry. I remember Riyahata was on one. I forgot which one. That one. Got it. Different pocket, right? Than this one, MOTF. And then Keone is different than those two. Really intrigued by all that. But all that to say, the fact that I had zero expectations believing that they weren't going to cover these well. And that just shows you their competency in their own work, to where when I see them cover other works, when I know they have such a standard or such an iconicness about them, respectfully, I mean, that speaks volumes, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me. I hope that I wasn't out of pocket with some of my statements. I do know I can come across a little bit like blunt whenever I'm like, yo, if I'm being honest, this feels this way. But remember, I'm super open-minded, and I'm genuinely curious of like the difference between being clean and then showcasing individuality. Like, it just makes me so curious. Like, I love the fact that we're content with that. It's just made me very just intrigued at the process, right? Because I don't, in the industry, K-pop wise, with NCT, I see like they're you know, there's receptiveness to them, right? SM, but I'll say their discography too. Like, I get all that, but I just find it interesting that that's low-key kind of countercultural to the industry. The fact that they're not as refined, I think that's what is boggling in my head. So it makes me very intrigued on the discussions for it. All right, enough about that. This was great. I hope y'all had fun with me. You guys know me. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.